What's up, guys? SeaOtterGamer here, back with some more Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now, the topic I want to talk about today is communication. Now, you'll see a lot of videos on communication in Counter-Strike, how it's very, very important, and that's very true. You know, you'll see a lot of call-outs and, you know, what to say when you die and all sorts of really great communication things, but those always talk about what to say and not really how to say it. Now, let me explain. There's two things I really like about Counter-Strike. The first thing, it's a very team-oriented game. Now, you don't see this really a lot with first-person shooters. I mean, you kind of do, and you try to, unless you're in the pro scene or something, but it never really works out. The only other one I can think of is Insurgency. But it's very team-oriented, which is really great. They've done a really good job making sure that this game would be fun to play with the team and with your friends, all sorts of good stuff. Now, the second thing I really like is that this is a very strategic game. And honestly, I mean, there's economics in it. There's strategy for retaking sites or taking sites, depending on if you're CT or T-sided. And just all sorts of things to try and kind of manipulate the gameplay to come out in your favor, make the team make mistakes, and then punish them for it. And really, the backbone of both of those things is communication. Now, you know, like I said, you see a lot of videos, you know, this is how you communicate. You know, you want to call out where you got killed from, how many people were there accurately, you know, maybe if you got opt, throw out that it's an opper or something. But what you don't really see a lot is people saying, you know, like, when you communicate to your team, you want to say a lot of stuff like, hey man, nice shot, or, you know, nice try, maybe if one of your teammates is trying to clutch and they don't quite make it, or, you know, maybe they save but they get an exit frag. You know, it's okay to say, hey man, that was a great play, you know? And this really comes down in your favor, because if you think about it, team morale plays a huge role in how your game progresses in ranked matchmaking. So maybe you have a rocky start, right? Everyone's kind of down, you're down financially, and that's when the tension starts getting high from a standpoint of, you know, we gotta start making some headway here. You know, we have to start doing a little bit better, and that tension is on everybody in your team to do better or to play better. And you know, when tensions are high, people say a lot of really stupid stuff. And it's a lot better when, you know, tensions are high to say, hey man, that was a really nice try, and try and build up their hopes, because then you're taking that pressure from them a little bit and from yourself as well, because you feel good about it. And then you guys can make better plays down the road. So one thing I want to see a lot more of is a lot more positive communication. You know, if somebody dies, say, hey man, that's all right. So maybe somebody got a kill and they traded. Great. You know, trades are not necessarily a bad thing. It actually can be a very good thing, especially if you're ecoing, right? Enemy team buys and you trade, and that's a lot of economic damage. So definitely be positive when you're communicating. And the second thing is definitely apologize if you do something wrong. You know, tensions are high. You couldn't clutch because you accidentally pulled out your knife instead of your pistol or some stupid reason, and you know that was your bad, and own up to it. And you'll be surprised how much people like to play with people who, even though maybe they're not doing as great, they're contributing to the team with positive energy and keeping everyone's morale up, and the team is doing better for it. So definitely apologize if you do something stupid. And usually what happens, I do this all the time, is people are like, don't worry, that was a nice try. You tried anyways. You tried your best. Excellent. Great. You know, and then the second thing, of course, is be positive in all of your communication. You know, a quick, nice try at the end of a round really helps a lot. Now, the third thing that you can do that's kind of positive is if somebody on your team's not having a good day, and honestly, we have that, you know, where you're going 2-12 or some crazy thing, they're already gonna have a really low morale. So that is when it is most important to be positive on your team. You know, help them out. Say, hey man, that was a really nice try. Maybe they got a kill, an exit frag or something. Hey man, thanks a lot. That really helped out, you know, economically defeating the other team, or nice exit frag. You know, just keep it short. You know, you don't want to sit there and be like, oh man, that was awesome, and screaming in their ear, because they might be looking for footsteps and hearing, you know. So that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. Is part of knowing how to communicate is also when to communicate. If someone's trying to clutch, then you probably want to be silent. They're listening. They know what their next move is going to be or something, and they're listening for those footsteps that reload or something to try and get that edge, maybe know where their opponent is. So zip it. And, you know, maybe they're clutching. It's a 2v1. They get a kill. You know, you can go, hey man, nice shot, and then just be silent again. That's all it takes, you know. So definitely, you know, don't talk unless you have to when you're dead. Screaming in their ear, he's right there, he's in the double doors, get him, it's not gonna help. It's gonna make them feel worse, especially if they don't get it and you're like, oh psh, man, I told you he was right there. Yeah, that doesn't really help. So, you know when to communicate, when not to. Oh, and one more thing is, nobody likes to play with somebody who just constantly is calling like hacks and all sorts of bad stuff. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. You see this a lot more with lower tiered games. You know, oh, that guy killed me, he must be hacking. Oh, that guy got a headshot with a deagle, he must be hacking. Well, maybe, but you don't know that. And by calling hacks and, you know, trying to bring down your team's morale with that, you're just not gonna have a good time. So ultimately, we're in this to have fun, so be positive. Don't blatantly accuse the other team of cheating all the time, because that gets really, really hard to play this one like that. If you do something bad, apologize, and definitely know when to be communicating and when not. Thank you guys very much for watching. I had to get this off my chest because we had a few games that were a little bit under the weather, we'll say. But usually we get a lot of people like, hey, you guys have microphones, you communicate well, and you guys are positive, and people love playing with people like that. And Counter-Strike has a really great community, so let's all add to that community, be positive, make this game go further. That is all I have to say. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.